It has been 35 years since Nltp Act was enacted on 26 November 1989, but came into force from 1st December 1990. This act was necessitated following ill effects of the consumption of liquor, affecting individuals, families, and ruining the social harmony. Seeing this alarming destructive effect, the demand for declaration of dry state was launched, which was spearheaded by Nltp Baptist Church Council, where church workers from all over Nagaland gathered in Kohima and declared fast unto death till government would agree with the demand for the total prohibition. Speaker sir, for Nagas, consumption of liquor is a moral issue because it destroys both physical as well as spiritual aspect of life, ruining individual life, family, and society. Alcohol is considered as mother of all evils. When a person is under the influence of alcohol, one would not be aware of himself and the surroundings. Thereby, decency and modesty of life is at stake. I would like to remind all of us from scripture which discourages the consumption of alcohol. Here I go. Woe to those who rise early in the morning to run after the drinks, who stay up late at night till they are inflamed with what? They have harps and lyres at their banquets, pipes and tambourine and wine, but they have no regard for the deeds of the Lord, no respect for the work of His hands. Therefore, my people will go into exile for lack of understanding. Those of high rank will die of hunger, and the common people will be parched with thirst. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 11 to 13. Thus, the words of God caution the people on the abuse of alcohol. Speaker sir, we presume and thought that we lost state revenue because of the imposition of Nltp Act. Yes, there is some element of truth in it, we cannot deny. But that is not the only reason. We can see the other side of the coin. For instance, we have certain departments where we can earn or generate revenue like power department, PHE department, NST department, etc., etc. But the revenue generation is always less than the financial inputs made by the state government. There is no profit. It shows that our people is not honest and civilized as it ought to. Therefore, even if we do away the Nltp Act, partially or totally, it shall come back to square. There won't be much impact as far as revenue collection is concerned. Rather, there will be a disastrous impact in our social life. I do not think this is a wise move on our part as lawmakers and representatives of the people, because it is against the wishes of majority citizens of the state. Speaker sir, in all aspects, Nagas are still young, not fully matured. We still need prompting and guidance in one way or the other. We need some regulations to guide to be measured and responsible citizens. We cannot compare our people with other people who have the long story of civilization in all aspects. if people of other states or people of other countries have no prohibition and face no issues of not having one, we have no reason to compare with them. Because we are not Americans, we are not Europeans, or even immediate neighbor like Assamese. We are Nagas who still need some kind of guides and rule of law to enforce upon the people, to behave in certain desired ways. Nagas have the strong tendency of indulging till we are destroyed, because we cannot draw lines and limit. Instead of letting partiality or totality, let us rather strengthen the act and reinforce by way of increasing manpower in the department and thrust out the obstacles in a collaborative efforts by involving civil society organization and the churches as well. Most of our population live in the rural area, who are mostly innocent and ignorant. Once we leave the act, the most victimized population will be those of rural people. The people in Dimapur, Kohima, Mokokchung, and urban area will not be affected much because they know the limit, differentiate good and bad, and can afford the quality wine. While the rural people in the villages can't afford to buy quality wine, and therefore they will opt for lower price wine, which is spurious wine. Looking at the act, we have no moral authority to consider it as failure, because we have not put our efforts and tried to implement the act into force in letter and in spirit. Instead, we must reaffirm and strengthen the act and save the people from the jaws of alcohol. However, the intended Nltp Act was to improve and to provide better and healthier social life for the Nagas. But sad to say that it did not happen as expected. And the fault lies with you and me and the people, not the government. Desired result will happen only if all of us keep up drinking alcohol, whether gin or spirits. Therefore, it is the responsibility of all individuals to do away alcoholic life, so that Nltp Act becomes a total success story. With all these reasons, my stand is lifting up Act, whether partial or total, is not the right one. Thank you, Speaker.